Okay, this is Hot Rod again over at Transformers Ireland Online. Reviewing here the Universe Acid Rain. He's he's a repaint of the classics version of Starscream, and he's pretty cool. He was bought for me. I wasn't going to buy him. Someone bought him for me, and I'm really glad that they did. The box doesn't really do it justice, as is the case with Transformers sometimes. He is a really cool repaint. It's a great mold anyway, but it's just the paint scheme's really cool. It's kind of reminds me of the G2 paint schemes we used to get. He's the standard kind of F-15 looking jet. You know, light, pretty heavy for a deluxe, but light all the same. Just really cool looking, real sleek, real compact. The underside, it hides the actual robot a lot better than the Ultra Class Darkwind. But it's pretty cool transformation as well. It's just a kind of a great kind of looking toy overall. The color scheme is a military green, and he comes with kind of a camouflage paint scheme. It's kind of a tan here with a dark brown. That's just splattered kind of all over the overall figure. He's got a black tampoed Decepticon logo on both wings. The nose is 2 shades of grey. It's a dark grey here on the very tip, which is rubber, and then a lighter kind of bluish, almost navel grey there. That's kind of about it. There's not much else. A little bit of black on the engines, black on the guns. The missiles are again the same, matching green. And then on the underneath we've got some yellow here on the exhausts or air intakes, and then yellow here, which for this part, which becomes the legs. It's just a great little toy. It's a nice addition. I like Seeker molds. I like G1 Seeker molds. I like the Armada Seekers. I just think they're really cool. There's just something really symmetrically nice about them, the wings and that. He's got a little bit of red there actually, just on the, I guess what they're supposed to be lights, I guess. But it's just a really cool mold. This was a great mold anyway. When the classics version came out, and it was put into an even kind of what I think is a better version, which is Ramjet. The wings don't complicate the arm movement as much on that figure. He's just really cool. So this was a nice surprise when someone bought it for me. It's very cool. I would recommend it just for the paint scheme alone. Okay, so we'll transform him now. Okay, so the guns come off first. They're just on by a peg. And then we lengthen the back part here. The fuselage just pulls out. We can separate those in a minute. Fold the wings up. And then pull the nose back like that. You might need to just adjust the wings a little bit just so you can get the arms out. There's 2 little blocks, the columns here, that make up the more solid part of the body. They need to be pulled out. Then you separate the cockpit from the rear and you spin it round. That needs to be folded. There's a little arm there in the center, just there. That needs to be folded down, and then bring that cockpit and nose cone back to reveal the head. That should just kind of pop into place. It'll pop in better once I fold these wings up. Which the figure ain't letting me do. There we go. We'll pop these back out. That back piece now comes forward, so we just make sure that arm is with the torso part is good and down, and then you just push it and clamp it in and bring that cockpit part down. So then we separate the legs, fold the side wings and fins up, and then they rotate into place, they'll click. Same again here, and then these black parts here come forward to become the feet, and then in here there are fists. I'm just trying to get them out. There we go, there's one and two. And then the cannons that were on the underside of the wings, they can be clipped in here. There's little holes on the shoulders. Which give it a more, whoops, give them a more kind of G1 Seeker look. And there's Acid Rain. Okay, so overall colour is kind of the same deal. It's the same kind of green. A little bit of yellow has been added up here. Obviously you're seeing this more because it's before it was like that, now it's like this. The forearms are a dark black. They almost look like military kind of glove black, that kind of shiny kind of black. Again, the same here with these. He's got that kind of naval grey there and there. It's actually a really good paint job. It's by far much better than the classic Starscream. The classic Starscream, I got it because it was Starscream and I'm a big Starscream fan. But the plastic and the paint job wasn't great. It was kind of cheap looking, I thought. But they improved it with Ramjet, and then they've improved it again with this guy. Ramjet had a different kind of head. This is the kind of classic Seeker sort of head. Let's see if I can bring that forward. I'd say that's coming out not too great. But that's the kind of classic Seeker style head. It's got a nice silver paint and red eyes, which are offset really good underneath the crown. He just looks kind of great. He looks he's pretty slimline. Nothing really major kind of hanging off from the back. Again, it's very clean looking. It's a really good mold, and this is a really good paint job. As far as movement goes, it's decent enough. The cockpit here is an arm, so you can turn the head back and forth. It does limit it going too far, but really he wouldn't be able to see through here anyway, so it's not so bad. The legs are kind of good. They can go out, they can go forward, they bend at the knees. There's no mid rotation here, which would have been a way to... It doesn't need it, but it would have just been a nice little additional bit of posing rotation. What is a problem is the cannons on the arm here, the kind of null ray things. Because of where the wings are, because you can't... they could have done with it like an extra thing just to bring them back a bit, a little hinge to just tilt them back. Because of that, when you do that, the wing kind of falls back by itself, which doesn't look too great. They can be held in the hands, which actually does look pretty good. I'll do that again. That looks pretty good anyway, I think. Really, that's just a small niggling thing. That would be the only kind of thing that would take away from the overall figure. That's pretty cool, I think. It looks like a pretty cool kind of blaster. He's great for a filler figure that's part of the Universe line. You can't really complain. He was supposed to be Sunstorm, and I kind of still wish he had been Sunstorm, but we might still get a yellow repaint of this guy. He is one of the Rainmakers who's supposed to be part of the group with Sunstorm, apparently, but I don't really see it. I think he's more of a kind of tribute to the jets that were on Cybertron at the start of More Than Meets the Eye. There was 3 or 4 of them, different colours. But he is good, and the Universe figures are showing up in sales and very cheap all the time, so you can't really turn them down. I think he's about €10 now. So I would highly recommend him. I'd give him 4 out of 5. Okay, cheers, bye.